Mr. Price Action dropping the first video today. I want to get in a good habit of, just releasing some type of content related to stocks just to help people out and whatnot. So yeah, every day I'm just going to take probably the S&P, QQQ, whatever, plus the top 5 trending stocks on StockTwits or something, and just do, reviews like live in action, just to kind of give you guys a gauge of what I think of it, for whatever that's worth. Here we looking at the S&P right now. If we go back to October, I actually pointed out while the S&P was at 367, I released this little, chart prediction that said right around the point of time where we are right now, the beginning of December, the S&P would be at about 413. We closed at 407 today. I want to kind of make a bold prediction that the market is probably peaked. Very, very bold, I know, but I don't really think we're going to continue driving to new highs. My whole prediction with us being at 413 was, first of all, there's a whole little log right here while I was going back and forth with this dude, just kind of explaining my theory. And it all really came down to interest rates and the dollar. Okay, the dollar was very, very overbought at the time of that post, as well as TNX, which is the 10-year treasury yield. So you can see my graphics right here. We go over to the quarterly, which I drew this. I mean, it's pitch perfect, guys. And this is why I don't depend on technical analysis, but it does give you really, really solid trade ideas just when you focus on what actually moves the market and not just Nvidia stock or Apple stock. Where I kind of see the market going now, you can see my arrow right here kind of leading right to where we are. I do think we're gonna probably consolidate up here, but let's go ahead and move on to the 5 stocks. So the first is AVXL, and this is something that I looked at, it looks like about a year ago. I'm looking at this candle right here. This was during kind of the height of all the meme stocks. You can see it went up all the way to, it looks like $30-something. My method is really simple. I just I modified the Fibonacci's. This one, it's kind of solidified 1239 as a resistance. There's a lot of sellers every single time we get there. We got this huge push a few weeks ago back in November, and then we immediately rejected it, continued to use 1239 as a resistance. So I would keep a close eye on that level. You can see ultimately there's a downtrending trend line there. This is one where I would just set an alert for above 1239. If it pops back above there, maybe it tries to, match this high or start trading in this low zone above 1239. That could be an interesting trade, but I would not force it. I would not chase that one right now. Next, we're gonna look at Boyle. So Boyle was a loser today. So natural gas fell. That's interesting. Natural gas was one of my top plays late last year and into this year. As you can see, it went crazy. I mean, it was at $23 to start 2022 and went up to $140. And this, I don't know what type of leverage this has, but I mean, damn, this is not a story I've been following. I got rid of it like around here, and it just got super volatile. So this is kind of trading at a base. I'm pretty sure it was a big storyline today that fueled such a major move. We can use that same strategy we used in the other one. So just that late 2021 push right here. You can see we're actually taking out that bottom 37.17 level. Now my trade strategy usually consists of buying after it takes out that level and playing the bounce, but this here is our second bounce. So there is some opportunity there, but it might just trade under here and match these lows right here, the late 2021 lows. I wouldn't want to short this or long it because it's just pretty neutral right now. Next we have BIVI. I'm pretty sure this is a pharmaceutical. So let's just go into the short term. This was a loser today as well, down 31%. Oh wow, but look at the move. Look at the move that it was on, and it's still kind of maintaining that trend line. Let's go over to the monthly. You can see this one was kind of trading in a range here, broke that range, and then shot up here. So we would measure this candlestick to this candlestick. This actually looks pretty decent. Like I said, it was maintaining the trend. 549 is literally the exact level that it needs to hold right here. So I know with the previous two stocks I said I would just avoid. This one I think is really worth taking a chance on because it's directly at support. And you can target 925 next. If this continues to go, 925 is the next level where I would take profits 100%. Right now, the way that I will play this trade is it's sitting at 549. You have almost 70% of upside. You can do a 4-to-1 easy with that here with a 17% stop loss. So set it like right above that 423. And if you're wrong, you're gonna lose 17%. If you're right, you gain 60. That's what you gotta risk when you play with these, pharmaceuticals, penny stocks, or whatever. Big risk, but big gains to make up for it. So that's definitely an interesting trade, and I'm actually gonna keep my eye on this one. BIVI. All right, so next we have ENPH. This is a really, really good long-term stock. I mean, look at the progression here. So ENPH, same thing. We could look at the long term here. So this one was kind of trading in a range, and it broke 2 years after its IPO. So I would just simply take this to this. So this one looks extremely strong. And honestly, I think this one would probably hit 515 in the near future. We can use the regression channel to kind of gauge where that would be. As you can see, this one is just strongly outperforming from its previous trend. So maybe it's overbought. Maybe it just continues to extend. I wouldn't chase that personally because downside is 60% versus an upside of about 52%. So it's less than a one-on-one trade. You do win a lot if you're right here and it's a bullish stock. But, if you chase it and it crashes, the market, crashes for whatever reason, you're going to have a problem. As you can see, there's a resistance overhead there. So just a few factors that you have to keep in mind. We are making, obviously higher lows in this sequence. But, a trend hasn't really formed yet on this uptrend. All right, so ENPH, if it breaks through here, it can enjoy a huge run. But if it doesn't, it just kind of reverts back to this channel and you lose a lot of money. So I'm not too thrilled about this one. Lastly, Root. Now, Root is one of the worst performing stocks of that 2020 class. I mean, this thing has been in a constant downtrend since literally, I don't even know how it's still listed. They did a reverse merger at some point. So really, this from its IPO price would be less than a penny, less than $1, but it's sitting at $7.53. Honestly, this stock sucks. Really, it's up 6% today. I'm not sure what the news was, but I mean, here on the weekly, we don't really have any good supply zones anywhere that you can target toward the upside. If we do, you have to go down to the daily chart. You can see there's a supply zone right here. If I can get it right here. And take a look at where price just shot up today, right into supply. In return, it's sitting kind of at its peak RSI point. So every time, it never gets super overbought because nobody's buying it, obviously. 50 represents overboughts. But here in the RSI, we are making higher lows. We have a nice trend forming there, so that's interesting. But once again, we're in supply, so there's nothing that you can really target with this stock. If you want to force something, you can kind of see there is a pattern here forming. Yeah, there is a pattern. So maybe we break out, maybe you will want to see a breakthrough this supply zone at around 740. It could collapse once again. We can see that's kind of the overall trend of what's been happening is it just falls. You don't really see it break out too much. So my bias would be to short this. It's sitting at supply. All the indicators point to shorting it. All right, so that's the 5 stocks plus the SPY for December 2nd, 2022. This is my first little introduction video. Hope you guys got some value out of it. I'll continue to drop these every trading day. Yeah, every trading day. And hopefully continue to improve on them. So thanks, guys. Peace.